Good evening to everyone and welcome to today's presentation. I hope how many of you have taken Comet K? Very good. So Comet K is always a very good appetizer before we take the state entrance exam. Just like when you go for a dinner party, you have a soup. So this is like a soup. There are few questions which would drag you into the soup, but overall it is very palatable soup, Comet K. So let us make the great start. We welcome our online students across the country, Dr. Hari, Sneha, Venkat, and our students from Tirupati, Guntur, etc. So instead of we pouring out the answer, you give your instantaneous answer and let us go in a more interactive mode. So doc, what is the most common cause of bronchopulmonary aspergillosis? What is your answer? Fumigators. Very good. A lot of easy questions. Now PQLI, what is accept about it? The level of living is not a part of it. You are all very confident. That's good. That is, it has infant mortality, life expectancy at 1 year, and also the literacy. Laphasis sympathetic is hanging. Very good. Even our online students need to aggressively punch their answers into the chat box. Definitely some questions require some fighting, but around 80% questions are a straight walk. So, what is laphasis sympathetic basically? The right eye remaining open with a dilated pupil and the left eye is closed with a small pupil because of the pressure on the cervical sympathetic chain on one side by that hanging group is the underlying cause. HLA class 1 is CD8 and class 2 is CD4. Remember, even our state entrance shortly you are going to take on March 17th will be just like this only, like a twin sister of Comet K only. But definitely there are questions where I will definitely catch up with you. Cell shape and physical structure is microfilaments or membrane? Microfilaments is one potential answer, membrane is another answer. Our biology teacher told, no? What is our 8th class biology teacher's answer? Shant proposes, no, Raj proposes A, and anybody else? We have one propose, what is the reference for you to say microfilaments? Which question bank? Across question bank physiology, I am not sure. He has given a reference from Genong also, you mean to say? Okay. Across page number 666. It can be a printing mistake in across. There came an across printing mistake. So Pradeep from Anantapur proposes microtubules. You said microtubules, filaments you said, but Pradeep is proposing microtubules is for the cell division, you mean to say. Okay. My answer across will be cell membrane, but we will once more counter check. Please make a note which questions we both are strongly differing. Lastly, we will take a poll of all our online students and also you. So the mesencephalic brain vesicle is basically which part? Who will give me the correct answer? Fourth ventricle is one answer we are getting from doctor, your good name? Swati. Dr. Swati here in Nampally proposes fourth ventricle. What do you say? Cerebral aqueduct is another answer we are getting from some stalwart students. Let me check what our online students are saying. Quickly, you need to punch answer like Scud missiles. That's good. Karthik proposes midbrain. Midbrain. Yes, Karthik. What is your answer? Sandholm proposes B. Achyut proposes B, third ventricle. They're all clean bowled. Who said cerebral aqueduct? That is the right answer. We should know mesencephalon gives rise to midbrain structures. Metencephalon is pons and cerebellum, and the myelencephalon is the one which gives rise to medulla. So the third ventricle is the cavity of diencephalon, and the midbrain cavity forms the Sylvian aqueduct is what we have to ultimately remember. Okay. But anyway, good attempt by good number of you. Raj also was clean bowled, our regular champion of answers. So, okay. Now, let us go to the next question. I know you will once more fight on two answers, but I am going to give the correct answer. Rigidity, cadaveric rigidity. There is not even a rarest thought of spasm, cadaveric spasm. No, that's good. Excellent. Question number 7, cadaveric rigidity. Even our online students, all of them are agreeing with the same answer. Somu, Karthik, etc., etc. Very good. Already we have around 41 viewers. Today I am expecting at least 100 online viewers for the telebroadcast. Sitting in the home, comfortably listening to the professor anywhere in the world. That is going to be the future of technology, knowledge, etc. So that's good, doctor. Cadaveric rigidity, also called cataleptic rigidity, instantaneous rigidity, all of them apply to the same principle of ATP exhaustion. What is one dietary cycle? It depends upon how much you eat. Huh? No idea? Okay. 14 days? 7 days? Honestly speaking, I too did not get an answer. Correct. That's right. So I was also not sure. I left it, I too don't know is the answer. So what is shrinking lung? It won't come again because it is only one dietary cycle. So that is already finished, you know. So next question can be, what is one constipation cycle? It won't come, doctor. It's a dustbin question. Unexpectedly picked up from the dustbin and gone back into that. Nothing to worry. Okay. Shrinking lung is a feature of. Who will give me the correct answer? SLE. Very good. A lot of our online students also are saying SLE, unexplained dyspnea, restrictive pattern of pulmonary dysfunction with an elevated hemidiaphragm. That is called the shrinking lung syndrome of SLE is what need to be remembered. So what is Wolffian duct remnant? Gartner's cyst, very good, is a classical answer. So how do you remember the mesonephric ductal structures, doctor? Gardner's seed, G for Gartner's duct in the females. Basically, Wolffian duct is present in whom? Men. Mullerian in women. But the remnant of the Wolffian will be Gartner in women, and in men, seminal vesicles, epididymis, ejaculatory duct and ductus deferens. They're all the derivatives is what need to be remembered. So where do you find Harp striae? Should be one confident answer, doctor. Very good. Our number of viewers online have become 48 now. So almost half century. Yes. Harp striae is in congenital glaucoma. Very standard question. If you go to the South Indian restaurant, as much idli sambar is surely to be served. Question on glaucoma cataract will be surely to be served in ophthalmology. So Harp striae, very good. How come Tejus has given a very peculiar answer of, it is for which question? 7th question he said C. Okay. Everybody else said congenital glaucoma, where there will be horizontal breaks in the Descemet's membrane, which are typical of congenital glaucoma. This is the easiest question on the planet. Hepatocellular carcinoma and hepatitis C is a classical. At least he did not ask what percentage. Now this is a Challenging question? Easy question? Thyroid gland iodide is transported to the lumen of the follicles by, huh? We get one answer, active transport from doctor. You're good? Huh? Faisal. Dr. Faisal proposes active transport. Any other answer please? Rohit proposes primary active transport. Raj proposes active transport. Santoshi proposes. Achyut proposes. Hyderabad proposes active transport. All of you are clean bold. Pendrin. Pendrin. Where do you get the reference? You don't need to go around a lot of things. Wikipedia is the biggest professor in the planet Earth. So you type Pendrin, Wikipedia, you'll get it. So doc, iodide enters the follicular lumen from the cytoplasm by the transporter Pendrin in a purportedly passive manner is what you have to basically remember. So the most important protein to be remembered is Pendrin is what need to be remembered. So let me check how many our, very good. Dr. Tulasi also answered it as Pendrin. I am very happy. Fatty acid synthase. What is the most important vitamin? Pantothenate is an answer from Faisal. Any other answer? This is an easy question. Yes? Any other answer you like to sport, doc? Santosh proposes pantothenate. Very good. When two audience are saying pantothenate, that is the answer. So always coenzyme A, wherever it is involved, you have the pantothenic acid. Biotin is important for carboxylation. Pyridoxal phosphate is important for transamination reactions. So these are all the basics which you should not forget. This is the easiest question in the world if you know it. What is the anti-pseudomonal cephalosporin, which is not? The dirtiest classification I never used to like during my entrance preparation days is, which is 4th generation, 3rd generation, 2nd generation, 1st generation. Somebody suddenly said, there is a 5th generation. If you don't prepare for this, you will be sitting for the entrance exam until 5th and 10th generation come. So quickly give me the answer. Huh? Cefpodoxim, right? Right? Everybody says cefpodoxim. Dr. Vijaya and from Hyderabad, Rohit, everyone is proposing cefpodoxim. Very good. That's the correct answer. So you have cefepime, cefpirome, cefquinome. They're all basically 4th generation. All 4th generation are basically anti-pseudomonal. Then you have cefperazone, ceftazidime, which are the 3rd generation cephalosporins which have the anti-pseudomonal activity is what you need to remember.